AI promises a faster, brighter, more fun, less hard work future. The future that we all dream about and want. It speaks to our deepest desires. Chilling out on the beach while all of our work is being done. Well, in this video, I'm going to unpack the ugly dark side of AI and why a lot of people that we see, including some of our clients, are struggling to integrate that new technology into their businesses, how to deal with the overwhelm, and how to take advantage of the good stuff without getting crushed by all the trouble. So if you're struggling with what to do with AI, this video is for you. Let's get into it. All right, so let's talk about how to overcome some of that stuff, right? Because here's the thing. The reality is we're going to use it, and the trick here, and certainly the goal of this video, is to start to get us all moving in a direction that actually makes sense right now and navigate through the overwhelm, the potential losses financially and or time-wise, the disappointment of failed projects and everything else, right? So here's my guidance on that. One, start small. Don't try to plug AI into every gosh darn thing that you got running. Because not only would you, at that point, inject risk into every element of your business, which would not be good, it's also just, frankly, too much to manage, right? So pick one area where you think there could be not only a good menu of possibilities that could help, but also where there appears to be some good lift, like a good arbitrage in terms of time, labor, and cost that makes sense. And then focus on the strategy, right? The AI implementation support the strategy, not displace the strategy. Just like anything else in business, start with a desired outcome and then work backwards and engineer what steps need to take place that logically will get you there. And then the last thing, and I think this is clean guidance right now, and you probably could predict that I would say this, is to mix AI with human piloting and human oversight and monitoring, right? Don't just let the thing loose and or become immediately over reliant on it. Don't just say, oh, now this whole task, this whole job is just AI. And this is where I see it, okay? Content creation. I've got some clients that, they're tinkering around with this thing. And they've sort of like, oh, I don't even need to write blog posts anymore. This will just write my blog posts. And I'm like, I don't like that. And, here's my thinking on that. One, the AI that they're using isn't thoroughly trained in their level of expertise, doesn't speak in their proper voice, doesn't emulate their wisdom and experience accurately. So all of that stuff is lost, right? So yeah, we get some content, but it's missing the richness that these important business leaders, thought leaders, and authority platform people that I'm working with can bring to blogs that we all want to read, right? So it's like the part that is the amazing part immediately gets scraped out of the equation by handing the task to AI in that one example. And I would say you could probably take that same sort of thought process and apply it to a lot of areas, especially when it comes to content and marketing. The wisdom piece, AI is not wise, right? So remember that. Now here's another one that, also is a little scary. I think this one's pretty obvious, but there's a risk of over-reliance in your organization. And here's the deeper implications of that. And let's just say in a perfect world, everything was kind of hunky-dory, and you adopt this AI stuff and you get in there and you get it working, the sort of natural implications of that, the logical implication of that is that the human beings that are surrounding all of that have the distinctive risk of getting sort of dumbed down. And in that way, there's a real issue to contemplate in terms of, are you marginalizing your institutional knowledge and skill set in the human side of the workforce? You may be amplifying it in the AI side, which is all great, but at what cost on the human side, on the human expertise, and even on the piloting, monitoring, managing, and here's the big one, the ability to strategically think in a holistic sense with an awareness of all variables. And as much as we want AI to do a lot of that stuff because it sounds stressful, I would say specifically while making this video right now, a lot of that stuff, frankly, is just not ready to do right now. And even if it were ready to do, is that the path that you and your business want to go down? Does that even make sense when you start thinking about the long run out on what that could end up being like. Worth a serious thought. The reality of all of that is that it kind of gets to be where if you're trying to get a lot of stuff done, it almost is adding to the burden of getting everything done, right? Because it's a layer of labor and decision-making demands on top of the regular day-to-day business that has to be costed out, allocated out, and carved out of everybody's schedule and, of course, the budget. And that's where the friction is. Let's talk about the cons. And the cons, are real. And one of the big issues with AI, like a lot of software tools, is there is a significant amount of data dependency. And the old saying, garbage in equals garbage out, could not be more true in this instance. And this is where I think I've seen sort of the deadly side here over the last 6 months. The sales literature, the sort of headlines is, it makes everything good. You could be an idiot and it'll make you sound smart, or it'll fix all your problems. Like they kind of positioning this thing like it's some sort of magic wand or, omnipotent solution. The reality is that it takes a human being to set it up, plug it into the right stuff, feed it the right stuff, train it on the right stuff, know where to apply it, know where not to apply it. And also, and here's the big one, when it spits out whatever the solutions are, could be, and this LLM stuff, just content, text, documents, outlines, all that stuff. You still have to be have a smart human being in the chair to say whether any of that stuff is usable or if it's a bunch of gobbledygook. So you haven't really completely untethered anyone from working, monitoring, and piloting. You've just effectively at that point given them more crap to keep track of. Yeah, I know, I told you, this video is gonna get real. All right, there you have it. AI is not all peaches and cream. The biggest issue right now is overwhelm. I walked you through 3 good ways to navigate through that. Stay strategic, stay human piloted, and go one project at a time for now until you gain organizational mastery of implementing new tools, onboarding new systems, adjusting workflow, and continuing to define and refine your desired outcomes. If you think I'm full of crap or none of this makes sense, or if you agree with me, hit me up in the comments and don't miss the next video. We're having fun out here. It's not easy to ride, talk, and film. Yeah. Ride, talk, and film. It's all happening here. Watch, we're gonna drop this curve. Okay.